messages will now become subliminal, but your subconscious mind will be hearing and accepting all of the positive messages. Listen to the tapes as often as you can. The more you listen, the sooner success will come.
Wake me up from this physical world.
Hello, and welcome to the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast. I am your host, Kenya Zandrowicz. We are into our second season, people, of the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast. And what makes this so exciting is that now you can watch. Yes, we have all of the same great and exciting material. We have the wonderful topics. We will have exciting guests that will be joining us for our second season. For those of you who are just now tuning in, the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice is a podcast designed for you. And what do I mean by that? It is an authentic conversation in regards to how we can learn to cheer for ourselves, how we can learn to navigate those emotional waters, get through things, and have that inner dialogue with ourselves. I think that way too often we're really hard on ourselves. We are. And I have learned how to kind of reframe that negative thinking. And so now every week I will bring all of that wonderful insight and information to you. This show is designed for you. It is simply about good conversation that involves taking care of you. Self-care is a big thing. Mindfulness is a big thing. Being self-aware is a big thing. So this show is to just kind of highlight all of those things, and you make your own decision. You take what you need that's going to assist you. You leave some on the table. You pass the information on to others who may be in need. That's simply what this show is all about. I have been using the art of meditation for over 13 years. And I say art because I feel as though there is no one set way of doing things. I have found that there are various forms of meditation that I use that are pretty much geared toward whatever it is that I'm going through, if that makes sense. There's affirmation meditations, there's guided meditations, there's mindfulness meditation. So there are all these various forms of meditation. And I have to say that I kind of take a little bit and sprinkle a little here and sprinkle a little there. And I find that that's what works for me. What I am is an avid researcher. So when someone tells me something and they say, this is the way that you need to do it, I'm not saying that I shouldn't do it that way. I just want to know why. Why does it work for me? Why do I need to do things this way? So I'm always reading, I'm always finding information, following new individuals, and then every week I'm going to share that information with you. This first episode of our second season, feels really good to say, really is just reintroducing you to what the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice is. I do have a team. I do not do this alone. I want to make sure that I give a shout out to my producer, Tiffany Terrell. She has been absolutely amazing throughout this process. And I would also like to give a shout out to Michael Jones with Indie Central TV, Indie Central Media. This is how we do the things that we do. I know sometimes I can be a little bit of a fast talker, so I'm going to try to calm that down a little bit. But I am super excited to be here with you as always. Each week, this is my therapy as I talk about life and as I share my stories of the things that I have gone through in life. And hopefully, again, you can take something from it. Some people will say, I don't have an inner voice. And that is true. There have been scientific studies that have shown that some individuals, they just don't have that inner dialogue. And I found that to be fascinating. And I feel as though we all can. I truly believe that we all can. It would require work in order to do so, but I truly believe that it is something that we all should attempt to at least look into, to at least listen to ourselves and build that inner compass. We know what's right and what's wrong. Going through life and thinking that you want to get over and you want to deliberately hurt someone, that's just not the way that we should proceed in life. Eventually, I feel as though things will catch up to you. Things will balance themselves out. And so I try to live a life that is a little more aware. I'm a little more, aware of what's going on around me, of what's going on internally. And so I have various different mindfulness practices that I use on a daily basis. And I think that incorporating that particular belief system and that particular philosophy is what led me to start my company, Go From A to Zen. It is about understanding that we become what we consume. So everything that we are taking in becomes a part of us in some way. Sometimes we don't realize that. And we're trying to figure out, why are all of these things happening? Why am I drawing in this type of person? Why am I drawing in these types of scenarios? And it is because you really need to sit down with yourself and you really need to understand who you are and how you're feeling internally. And that will begin to reflect in your outer world. And I've said this so many times and I say it often, and I don't necessarily mean to sound like a broken record, but I do feel as though that's one of the things that I want people to truly understand. You become what you consume. So be very mindful of what you interact with. Be very mindful of the words that you speak, of the things that you listen to, of just what you're interacting with each and every day. When it comes to wanting to relate to others and wanting to be able to communicate with others from a balanced and open frame of mind, you really do have to go in, heal, and remove those blocks. You just do. There is work that's involved in this whole process. And I know because I've done it, I'm still doing it. I'm still learning a lot about myself. I'm still learning a lot about others. Every day is not a quote unquote perfect day, but it is a perfect day for me. It is either a perfect day to learn something new, a perfect day to start over, and a perfect day to be a little bit more open. And as I'm now progressing in my own life, the one thing that I have to say that I had not done enough of in the past, that I have decided to do more of now in the present moment, is to show my authenticity, is to allow people the opportunity to see who I really am. It is to turn my light on and to keep it on. And I've talked about all of these things, right? Just a little bit at a time, but I don't think that I've fully allowed myself to connect with individuals in that way. People know a little bit about the things that I do. Being a serial entrepreneur, I've learned that I love to create. I am a creator. I love to create things that are going to assist people in their own lives, that will help make their lives better. And when I do that, I'm enjoying them and interacting with them. So when I do my podcast and as I continue to move forward, I am excited to connect with people. I'm excited for you to watch, excited for you to listen. I am excited for you to learn. And I think that that's really the message that I want to get across with this episode 1. It is just to give you a look into my life, into my world, and how this works for me and why it works for me, and introduce you into new ways of thinking, new beliefs, right? Opening you up to those things. And it's no easy task. A lot of people ask me this question because I think that as I go through my day to day, sometimes my life can be a little high octane depending upon the project that I'm working on. And how do you stay calm? And that has come with a lot of work, a lot of internal dialogue, and a lot of inner healing. So there has been a lot going on in my life that I have had to heal from, let go of, and open myself up to. And when you understand that you as a human being are this exceptional creature, that you have the ability to become anything that you choose, that you have the ability to experience certain things in life. And if you so choose, you can pretty much have almost anything you want. You just have to put in the work. So I don't think that there is a cookie cutter scenario where you just do this one thing and life is good. I don't. I think that life is good when you do a variety of things to make your life better on a daily basis. And when it comes to this particular podcast, that is truly how it works. We're going to take a little bit of a commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit more into the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast. We'll even go back and we'll touch on some of the topics that we had in our previous shows. I invite you to like, to subscribe, do all of those wonderful things. Follow me on Instagram, Kenya Zandrowicz, and go from A to Zen, those two Instagrams. And let's just get familiar, right? This is your opportunity to see if this particular show fits. If you enjoy it, thank you. If you are going to return, thank you. And if you said, no, this is not quite my thing, I still thank you for at least giving me this much of your time. So don't you dare go anywhere. We have more coming up for you when we come right back.
These messages will now become subliminal, but your subconscious mind will be hearing and accepting all of the positive messages. Listen to the tapes as often as you can. The more you listen, the sooner success will come.
Wake me up from this physical world.
Welcome back. I again thank you so much for joining us. I am your host, Kenya Zandrowicz, and you are watching the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast. Some of you may be listening, some of you may be watching, but whatever it is, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a dream of mine for quite some time. I've been in front of the camera off and on over the past 15 or so years, and what I found in the past was that I was not being true to me on all levels. Coming from entertainment and fashion, I had my show Runway 1-on-1, which was great. And again, sitting down, talking with individuals and learning more about them, that's what I love to do. And what makes this a little bit different is because I'm talking to no one and everyone at the same time. That is a mind screw to some degree, right? You have to mentally be prepared for it. And I've had to do a lot of work, and I've had to do a lot of soul searching just to get to this point right here. And that is to be real. That is to talk about what's real. And that is to speak from a place of experience that's real. And wanting to help other individuals find their way back to themselves, that's real. That's a true statement. That's what I want to do. And learning how to cheer yourself on and learning how to not seek outside validation as you are moving forward in life and reaching your own goals is huge. There is almost nothing, or I used to think there was nothing worse than to put up a post or to put something out there and No one responds to it. No one likes it. No one engages with it. No one purchases it. All of those things, right? And it can cause you to feel a little defeated. Then you go and you look at other people who may be doing something similar. And again, you start to feel like maybe it's me. Maybe this, maybe I'm not good enough. That's not the case. The system is kind of rigged. We know that when it comes to touching those thousands and millions of people organically, it is set up to be a little bit harder. That's just what it is. So, you have to pay to play, right? If you want to get in front of those people, you'll have to, pay for your advertising to promote to get it out there. But what if you truly want those organic people? I do love for people to stumble upon and to find it and to say, ooh, I like this. I think I'm going to give it a try. And then you return again and you say, ooh, I really like this. I can connect with this person. I can interact with this person. And so that took a lot for me to accept, appreciate, and go with. Record and talking about life and talking about how to navigate through life. It's a journey. It is truly a journey. It is like a never ending story. And you don't have Falcor to help guide you above the clouds. You kind of have to learn to fly on your own. And that's what I mean by not needing any outside validation. You can have tools and resources, things that you look at, things that you read, things that you listen to that align with where it is that you're trying to go on your own path. And the path, it can change, right? Sometimes you got to take a detour. Sometimes you got to take a rest. And as long as you know that you are still moving towards and you are okay with the steps that you are taking, don't try to rush. Don't continue to look over there or look over there and see what other people are doing. Their journey and their processes are totally different from yours. You're not them, they're not you. And what you need for you to grow is going to be totally different than what they need. I think about it like houseplants. You have indoor and outdoor houseplants, and then you have a variety of plants, and some need more sunlight, some need partial sun, some need more shade, some need less water. It depends. It depends on you and what your journey is and where you are looking to go in life. And that is one of the most exciting things about doing what it is that I do. It's the journey. It's helping individuals discover what that journey is and how they can move forward in their own lives. And I have found that I feel like I have lived multiple lives, almost like a cat, that when I look back at all of the things that I have ever done in my life, and I'm going, how, where, girl, when did you find the time? I mean, if it's something that I truly want to experience and I think, that it triggers me a little bit in a good way, I'm going to give it a shot because my soul is searching and I'm connected, with my higher self and I have that inner dialogue and I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a try. And I say this right here. My husband and I were not cat people. And I said we were not cat people. And we live on a farm. And so when you're on a farm, there are cows, we have chickens, the ponds to fish in, they're just animals. And out on the farm in the field, you have field mice. And we had noticed that there were just, there were just too many. And it's like, what do? We have to get cats. We'll get outdoor cats. So lo and behold, we got 2 kittens. And these 2 kittens, Sunny and Luna, have been absolutely a godsend and absolutely amazing. and it opened me up to a new way of life. And it opened me up to new habits and new things that I had to do each and every day that I wasn't doing before. And that was, you wake up, you let them out, you feed them, you interact with them, you cuddle with them, all of these wonderful things that I had no idea that I would even need. And I did. And it's beautiful. And I feel like because of that, because I've had to try something new, I've opened up new neural pathways, and this new information and these new opportunities are coming my way. That's just my belief, and that's how I think. I will say this: if you want something different, you have to do things differently. We hear this. We hear this all the time. We see this all the time. So if you are wanting to get unstuck, right? And if you are wanting to experience more in life, you're going to have to open yourself up to doing things differently. And this is a good place to start. Figuring out what that inner dialogue is, what that inner voice is, if it needs to change. Is it more of a critical inner voice? Or is it more of a supportive inner voice? And if you go back and you listen to season 1, I think it was episodes 1, 2, and some of 3, we talk about understanding the differences between those two. And if you have one that's more critical, how can you reframe that? How can you switch that so that you can take on a more positive and supportive inner dialogue? And in my book right here, the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice, A Guide to Cultivating Self-Love and Empowerment, this little book right here can assist you. We talk about all of those things, and we talk about what you can expect, and challenging those negative thoughts and rewriting your inner narrative. This book discusses all of those things. And I find it very beneficial. I find it very helpful, not just because I wrote it, but because I've taken a lot of the information that I have learned, that I have researched, and even the situations in my own life, and I've condensed it into this little book right here. I've written several books, but this one, I feel like I got it right, if that makes sense. I refer back to it often. There are written activities that are in there, and I use them often, especially when I am at a place in my own life where I know that I need to make a choice. And when it comes to making choices, a lot we can hinder ourselves because we are thinking way too hard about whether or not this is the right choice or this is the right choice. It is your life, and the choice that you make is always the right choice. You can make a choice and then decide, I should have gone the other way. But guess what? You can do that, and you can start over. You can make mistakes, and you can start over. You can fail at something, and you can start over. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of being these magnificent creatures that we are. Every day is an opportunity to do something over, to do it again and to do it again. And each time you take something from it. You don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your goal. You just find new ways to get there. I had to learn so much about myself from the different projects and individuals and peoples and partners and peoples and people and partners that I've had throughout my life. And I mean, I've tried so many different things, and in my mind, I knew that I was meant to be an entrepreneur because I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom to create, to be, to exist, and to do things the way that I wanted. But that also meant learning how to listen to the experts, and learning how to be mentored, and learning how to lead, and learning how to delegate, and all of those things. And that's still an ongoing process for me as I venture into these new territories. I've had shows in the past I've never done a podcast in this manner before. So this is new. I mean, I've done the audio podcast, but to sit there and think that I am talking to no one and everyone at the same time is, it's a little unnerving, so to speak, but I'm here for it. I'm up for it. And I invite you to join me on this journey. I want you to tune in, to listen, to learn, to laugh, and who knows, maybe in some instances cry, because things are real. Life is real. And, there's a song that I listen to quite often, and it's called Younger. And I'll put it up, so that you can look it up. But the hook is, live it now. You're not getting any younger. We're not. And I no longer want to live my life this way, just straight ahead. I want it to be massive. I want to expand outward. I want to experience so many different things. And I was not going to be able to do that if I was continuously trying to exist in that comfort zone and being fearful to step out and see what's out there, to jump in. And I'm just at a place where I want to jump in, and I want to encourage other people to jump in. And I mean to jump in and live your life. Live it for you. Because you're leading by example. You're inspiring people that you don't even know. And that's the beautiful thing. Your existence is truly there to help the next person, not your responsibility. But you can do it. And it's worth doing. When you are being the best version of yourself and living life on your terms and doing the things that you love to speak to your soul, it shows. We're all magnets, right? We're all energy. And there's an ebb and flow. And what you put out, you're going to experience back. And so you want to make sure that I am putting things out there that are positive. And it starts on the inside. It starts here. And we'll talk about, various things and different techniques that individuals use. As we move on, we'll talk about the chakras and having them aligned and what they are. Understanding various mindfulness techniques and different activities that you can partake in to help bring you to center, to keep you in the present moment of where you are. And that's what the show is about. It's about you. Only you. So if you've taken the time, and if you've sat here with me, and if you've enjoyed it, then tune in again. Join me again. Let's just sit, let's chat. Again, this is my therapy, and you are part of it. Always. So hit subscribe. Keep tuning in. Keep coming back. We are in our second season, and that is something to cheer about. Are these my, spirit fingers? Woohoo! I'm so corny sometimes. Don't mind me. But I thank you. I truly, truly, truly enjoy these moments. I truly enjoy these times. So I truly enjoy these moments. I truly enjoy these times. And I hope and I pray and I open myself up to receiving your energy and you receiving mine. And please remember to follow me on Kenya Zandrowicz on Instagram. Also, go from A to Zen on Instagram, and you can check out my YouTube channel, KN Zandrowicz. And let's do this, people. Let's keep this thing going. This is a movement. Learning how to be your inner cheerleader. It is a movement. It is a movement. It is a you movement. That's what it is. It is a you movement. And let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So I thank you so much for your time and tuning in for the second season of the Awaken Your Positive Inner Voice podcast. I am your host, Kenya Zandrowicz, and I am looking forward to what the year is going to bring for you, for me, collectively, for us all. So as always, I'll be talking to you positively.
These messages will now become subliminal, but your subconscious mind will be hearing and accepting all of the positive messages. Listen to the tapes as often as you can. The more you listen, the sooner success will come.
Wake me up from this physical world. Then shake me up, so I can see the world. Oh, pick me up from the illusion world. Ooh, damn baby, kiss me up like it's the end of the world. Walking down the streets of my dreams, why it seems so real. I can't believe I see what's really real. See the things we feel, we can make them disappear. 'Cause the time is near, you see, baby. So won't you come with me? Wake me up from this physical world. Then shake me up so I can see the world.